Hey guys, welcome back to Hit Away Hurts, and you're probably wondering what is happening from the title. So I think we should just get straight into the episode.
What have you done? I don't even know what the title is. So are we like letting him know?
Should we drop it now, or
Sorry?
should we drop it now or at the end of the episode?
I think we should tell him at the end of the episode,
Yeah,
honestly.
we'll leave him at the end of the
We'll leave it to the end of the episode. Is my Instagram live working for you right now?
Let me have a look.
Yeah, it's working. Don't. All good. All right, we're sweet. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Hit It Where It Hurts. If you're wondering about the title, keep wondering.
Where are you?
uh,
Dash is like, where are you quitting?
we're
So
quitting. Yeah,
if you want, just stick to the end of the episode, and
and
we'll let you know.
we'll give our final goodbyes.
Yeah, it's been a long time, you know.
It's been a long time. It's been about a month. So today, what are we talking about, Mark?
So today's topic is how your title drives your audience,
Right.
and we're gonna go into. So we'll give you an outline of what
The
we're going,
irony, the irony. Yeah, continue.
and we'll give you the outline of what we're going into. So first, we'll talk about Squid Game,
Yep.
which everyone knows about. We'll talk about how your title, your caption, and your header is really important when it comes to your ad campaigns, and then
Yep.
we'll talk about how we're reconstructing this podcast in the coming days.
For
So
sure.
yeah,
So let's start with Squid Game because honestly, bro,
Mm.
I was so hooked onto it. I couldn't stop watching it for 4 fucking episodes. You know, like it was crazy. Like even Tash, I love Squid Game, best show. Dead ass though. Like it really was. It was one of
guys
the
are-
best. And I was
I-
so glad that
honestly, for me, I personally didn't like it. Maybe because
Why?
like I skimmed through the whole thing in like an hour. Maybe
why.
that's why.
Yeah.
But going back to how Squid Game comes
Came to
into
be.
this topic is in 2019 Netflix actually released Squid Game, but with a different title.
Yeah.
And what they realized was that it was a complete fail. See? And from that, they knew that this show probably had like it needed something different. So what
For
they
sure.
did was in 2021 now change the title to Squid Game and re-released it. And you've seen what just happened. Numbers spiked. It's
Yeah.
it's set to be Netflix most watched show. And
Bro, it's almost as big as fucking Money Heist, bro. I think it's bigger.
bro, it's set to be the biggest soon.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like all this is because they changed one aspect of it, and not it's
Yeah.
nothing to do with the show, but they only changed the title,
the title.
which
yeah.
which a lot of people wouldn't think that a title will have anything to do with the growth, right? But sometimes it's the smallest things that drive the biggest growth.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. It's the things that marketers will know, but other people will not realize that they're being marketed to, right?
Exactly.
And the name before Squid Game was released, the Squid Game was Round 6.
Yeah.
And it's like, does that really sound exciting to you, right? Like Round 6, like where's like we don't know any context, but Squid Game, it's like wait,
Mm.
water, squid, and a game. Like what the fuck? Like what are we talking about, right? It creates curiosity. And it's almost like when you say some random shit in titles, it creates curiosity. And people come to watch and see what you're on about, right? Isn't that funny?
It is, bro. And just we'll let you know now, everyone that's watching, we're really not quitting. It was
not-
just to bring you.
We're quitting, not quitting. That's what we're doing. We're quitting,
Exactly.
not quitting. You'll never see us quit. That's what we're quitting. We're quitting the idea of quitting.
Exactly.
But you know, like the title is the most important thing because think about it, right? Other than the visuals, right?
Yeah.
When you're looking at something, it's the text that grabs your attention, right? It's what
Yeah.
you're reading. Now, that's not to say that text alone or visuals alone will do well. They work in collaboration, right? They work in unison. And so when I say that text is one of the most important things, I mean, how does your text accompany the visuals you're about to show your customer, right? And
Yeah.
this is like really important on TikTok. Your camera's frozen. Oh, it's mine. Like that. This is really important on TikTok. Some people put too much text, and then we don't really get a feel of the visuals. I.e., me. Like I cover my face with my text half the time. And then you have other people who put too less text, and there's not enough to accompany the visuals. So text can be used as a contextual add-on to any type of advertisement that you're making.
Yeah.
And we see this in Facebook ads with people using different text, different call to actions, and that type of thing.
Exactly. And like when it comes to an ad, right? A lot of people just put in a title and they just want to get it through with because they think that there's more important things. The title is just a title. But what they don't get is that it's the first thing that grabs their attention.
100%, 100%. Because they read left to right.
Yeah, left to right. Yeah. And so what people don't know is that like look at it this way, yeah? You're going through your Facebook feed and then what do you see? You see a post. What do you first look at when you see a post?
You look at the text, the top left.
The top left, exactly. So you're gonna be looking the first thing when it like for an ad campaign, it'll be the top, which is the caption, right? Yeah. And then after that, what comes down? It's the header and the description.
The header and description, yeah.
Yeah. So those three things should be like the most important thing that people need to focus on. Like, yes, your ad as a whole is an important thing, but then people, how do I say it? Oh, people don't read. What's that word?
They
scan. Yeah. So they scan with their eyes. So make your text scannable in a way that's not like too clumsy or like even if it doesn't make sense, people will know what you're saying. Just
100.
As long as it is the right text, as long as it is something unique, people are gonna obviously like see it. You know?
100%. And I think the randomness of the term Squid Game really gets you, right? Like what could a Squid Game really be about, right? And so you're expecting like some games of fucking squids running around and shit or something like that, and it's completely different, right? And you're like, wait, like maybe we should look into it. Maybe there's a deeper meaning, right, for the term squid. And so when you're looking into things like this, you start to understand that marketing goes a lot deeper than just what the eye can meet. It's also what the text brings up in your mind, right? What feelings and what type of reaction are you trying to get out of your consumers through the text that you were using in your advertisements, right? Exactly. And whether that's trying to put your consumer in a position of FOMO, whether it's to put your consumer in a position of power. Like we know all the ads, like really famous ad makers like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, all these different types of ad makers, they really use strong text in their titles, and it's short and it gets straight to the point, right? And the power of this is that we get an understanding of what they're trying to get through the visuals, right? But one can't replace the other, right? The visuals have to accompany the text, and the text have to accompany the visuals. If you don't understand how they interact with each other, then you're most likely going to be putting too much text or too much visuals, right?
100%.
And so making that understanding of the relationship between the two can really make for a really good engaging ad.
Yeah, and just before I continue, Instagram is frozen by the way.
Is it right now?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it. It looks fine. I'll hold up the number 5.
Anyways, I'll continue.
Yeah.
With that saying, a lot of people normally they capture the image first, right? Like you said, your image has to complement your title. So when people see the image, they're obviously going to look at what this topic is about. Like sometimes the image already tells you like what this is all about, but the title is the one of the most important factors that's gonna create that, what's that word, like that fear of missing out, that FOMO.
Fear of missing out. Yeah.
That's gonna make the audience just go and click on it. You know what I mean? For sure. And this doesn't only mean campaigns or ads and shit like that. It can mean your content, your carousels, your posts that you're posting,
your TikToks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like with TikToks, right? Let's go to TikToks. When you're watching TikToks, you're watching them, and then as you're watching, you look at the caption.
Yeah.
And if the caption sometimes, if the video is taking too long to go into what it's meant to, I normally look at the caption and see is this gonna be worth the 1 minute wait and shit, you know what I mean?
And then right when you look, they're more information in the comments. Bang.
Exactly.
You're put straight into this call to action, and you do want to find out. So you'll go there, and if the advice that they're giving is good or they've provided value in the comments, you'll like the comment, and that will increase the engagement rate for that person.
Exactly.
And so we could tell that it's an ulterior call to action as well, right?
Yeah.
It's one way of accompanying the call to action in your video. If your video is follow me for more, but your caption says read the comments for the full story, They're really good, right?
Yeah.
Two conflicting call to actions, but both of them have a good result.
Yeah.
In that, either you're gonna follow, or you're gonna try read the full story. And if you do like whatever they've got you to read, whatever they've taken time out of your day for, you'll give them a follow, right? They'll get 2.
100%.
So captions are like so important, especially with Instagram, man. Like understanding how a caption can like grasp a consumer's attention to look through your visuals, because when you have a carousel, that's 10 slides that you have to scroll through, right? And it's like you have to keep the attention throughout with the consumer throughout. If you don't catch their attention on the first slide with the caption, they probably won't scroll through, right?
100%.
And the titles that you use on the visuals of the caption, right? Whether that be a clickbait title, whether that be you know, an informative title, or whether that be a title where you're speaking directly to your ideal audience. Like, do you have trouble with your finances, right? Like that title is so engaging because I feel like I'm talking to the person.
Yeah. And I've seen that with with a great carousel. I think I sent it to you like an hour ago. And the second I saw it, I was intrigued, right? And as I went by, and all I can see is second slide, third slide, fourth slide. It's like the person is speaking directly to me. Like I can hear the words. You know what I mean? So you gotta use your post in a way to tell a story. Same goes with your ad. You have 3 options, and you're using all options. You have the ad text, which is the caption, the title, and the ad description. So use those 3 to talk to your audience. Use those 3 to put a point out to catch your audience. Like use that fear of missing out. Use that what's it called? Use that direct, right? To capture them. Because
and speaking to them like it's a conversation is so important, right? Not only speaking at them, but speaking with them like you're walking along a park. Getting that ability to imagine, because words are imaginative, right? You can really create a sense of understanding, a sense of visuals. Like you don't even have to put the visuals in to get something out of a text, right? When we speak about, you know, like Nike, when they put bios for their shoes, feel like you're running across feathers, right? You know, feel like you're LeBron James. Like these type of really like strong describing words will really make this visual in your head about what kind of fantasy that product is trying to get to you. And that's really important, right? Because we always say don't advertise your product, advertise the feeling people get when they go through with your product. When the consumer's pain point is solved, how will their life be after that, right? And the way to get through to that is through text and captions and bios and etc.
And I wanna put I have like a thing. What do you call it? I have an image with like with the, you know, the Udi, right? With their, what do you call it? With the ad set that generated them $85 million. Just give me 1 second. I'll put it up on the screen. There
Sorry,
we go.
Instagram, you guys don't get it today.
Exactly.
Mark sent me the photo. No, you gotta come follow our Facebook. But yeah, like even like Udi, right? Like they utilize Facebook ads to the best of their ability. But if it wasn't for the way they described Udis, the way they speak about how an Udi makes you feel and how an Udi is mandatory for your life, it's like that kind of feeling that it emits into the consumer's mind is something that entitles people to buy. And look at Udi's success now because of it, right? Good visuals, good text, good call to actions, and it's all led to all that success.
100%. Can you see it? Now see the way they're telling the story. From, if you're like me, you spend over 1,000 hours in your comfy clothes each year, right? So in a way, they're capturing the audience. They're trying to like get on their emotional side. And then they go, that's approximately 3 hours every day. Why not enjoy? See, like each line goes deeper and deeper into the story. And then our website, Hooded Blankets, is ultra warm and extra snuggy, making it any girl's dream. Now they're like bouncing off to their target audience.
It's pretty cool.
And then if you go at the bottom now, see they've used their ad text up there, like they've used it to tell a great story. And now they've gone to their title, which is save $20, use code whatever, and then they've explained the link description under it. So say it. What do you want to say?
I was just gonna say, like it's so inviting, right? Because
Yeah.
they're not speaking to us as consumers. They're speaking to us like people that we know who they are, right?
Yeah.
Like they're our best friend. They're telling us, oh, you know, I've seen you spend 1,000 hours in your comfy clothes, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, like why you gotta at me like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it creates a sense of like you're in my living room, like you're watching me. You've seen that I haven't changed these trackies for ages or whatever, right?
Exactly.
And so what that does is it creates an exclusive relationship between the supplier and the consumer that's deeper than them just paying for something, but it creates this fantasy, right? This fantasy. And then when they use like words like ultra warm, extra snubbly, making it any girl's dream, bang. Like those are the three key
Snubbly.
words that they're using. Huh?
You said snubbly. It's snuggly.
I said snuggly. Did I say snubbly? Yeah, be a snub. I don't think snub's a word. Snob. Be a
Yeah,
snobbly.
snob is not a word.
Extra snobbly, making it any girl's dream, right? And so they and like look at the photo, right? Like it's someone really comfortable in a fucking hoodie,
Yeah.
right? And even me looking at it, if it was blue, not pink, obviously, yeah, I want to get an hoodie, right? So yeah, it's not something that is the ad, but it accompanies the ad, and without it, the ad fails, right? Let's take an example. If that photo was there without the text, right,
Yeah.
and it just says designed for cuddling.
Oh no,
Okay.
it's a video.
Oh, it's a video. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. So let's say the video wasn't there, and it's just a text, and it just says, "If you're like me, you spent over 1,000 hours in your comfy clothes." It's like, okay, what comfy clothes? Like we can't see it, right?
Mm.
And then if you have the photo with no text, right? It's like, oh, the video. It's like, what? Like, why does this apply to me? Right?
Mm.
Why does this lady hugging her dog? Where's the context? So you can see how they accompany each other and how they give context to each other. So
Yeah.
that's a really good example.
And like, look at it this way, right?
Mm.
If they had a visual only, like a photo without a video,
Yeah.
and they just had
Yeah.
like their hoodies without
Mm.
without like being comfy, just like a photo of models modeling their hoodie, right?
You're right.
They're just gonna be like people coming through looking at the ad. They're just gonna be like, "Oh, this is just another clothing brand trying to just sell us their clothes."
Exactly. Because there's
But-
there's no background to it.
Yeah, and there's like no emotion. But what these guys did was literally
Yeah.
pinpoint the emotion of their target consumers, and they
Right.
they got into their heads. So
Mm.
this is like a whole another topic. We've talked about this shit a lot, but like
Yeah.
emotion is a big thing when it comes to marketing, and you need to touch on
100.
that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And using the right words, you know, like
Yeah.
do your research on what words emit those type of emotions. Think about yourself as well. Think about the type of words that emit your emotions, right?
And look at it this way, right? Like if you don't know the words that are gonna target the right people, you don't know what words are gonna be the keywords. There's a lot of websites that you can literally go on, and those like you can look up, like say for example the word is great. Look up great, it tells you the heat of it. So what I mean by heat is how trendy it is, or like
Right.
how that word will work within the algorithm to push it forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And
you need those
yeah.
things sometimes to like work out what works best.
For sure, and like how people feel and stuff. It's all about emitting a feeling in a consumer's mind. If you can make a customer feel like
Yeah.
they're exclusive for one, that whatever you have is urgent and they need it now, and that you will target one of their pain points, they will
Yeah.
buy your product. It's literally the 3 keys to the psychology of life, bro.
Yeah.
You could use it on your parents, bro, if you want to go out as well. Like you could use it on anything. And I've tested it, bro. It works. Like it literally works. You see someone like
Yeah,
swap
your
their
dad's watching
mindset
right
shit.
now, Mark.
My dad's watching. My dad about that tattoo. No, but listen, like it's something that what it does is it creates this guard around the audience that you're speaking to, that whatever you're saying is what they see and what they feel.
Exactly right.
And then the merit and the verification of what you're doing
Yeah.
is through the trust that you're building with that consumer, because you're saying, I care about you. You know, I want you
Yeah.
to be extra snubbly, you know, cuddling, warm. Like they're showing feelings of emotion and passion and care that they would get the same from their mum, their parents, their girlfriend, their boyfriends, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so not only are you emitting emotion, but you're humanizing the ad, right?
Yeah.
You're adding very strong characteristics that they can relate to other people, right?
Yeah.
Like when your mum comes in and gives you a blanket when you feel like you're cold, right? It's like the advertisement will try to emit that same level of emotion. And for me, that would never work because no one, you know, like that's my mum, bro. But you know, like
Mm.
it will work. It will work for other customers for sure.
100%, bro. Like, honestly, just do the right research, know what you're using, and things work out. Like, it doesn't mean that your first ad set is gonna work out. Nah, it's never gonna be like
It's never gonna be
work
first,
unless you're like, I don't even know, bro. Like, no one really, like, the
No one
best of
does
the
well on their
best.
first.
Yeah, the best of the best don't work. So you gotta just trial and error and shit, and then know what
You
works.
gotta see, bro. You gotta see. Like, you don't know what audience you're gonna be advertising to. But let's not get into Facebook ads. Let's talk bio for a second, right?
Let's do
Like,
it.
the bio
Yeah.
is so like the reason why text is so important because the call to action is usually gonna be in text, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be follow for more. It's gonna be buy my product. It's gonna be whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Slide in my DMs, but it's what accompanies the call to action, right? When I read a good bio, I like simplicity.
yeah,
I like personalization and I like exclusivity, if that's a word. I'm pretty sure it's a word. Anyway, I like all those three because it makes me feel like the bio is very different from others, and the bio really leads to the call to action, right? Like
yeah,
the information that they're giving and the way they structure it from left, because we scan from left to right, right? When we read,
yeah.
the way they structure it in that format is that it makes you want to get to the call to action. Right?
How about this?
Yeah.
Keep talking. I'm gonna bring something into this.
Yeah, it's like because it makes each sentence lead to the other. It creates this level of curiosity of what your work actually does, right?
Yeah,
Which is why a lot of people who advertise like their like launch of their product, they don't say what their product is
yeah.
until like the last minute. Right?
100%.
Because people are so curious. You're building curiosity. You're saying, you know, this is going to be bubbly. This is going to be, you know, very friendly, for warm, whatever. Like all these types of words that emit emotion. It's like, fuck, like what is it that's going to give me all this, right? Like what is it that's going to be targeting my pain points? And I think people lack in this aspect because they're so focused on the visuals, because we speak about short form content, short form videos all the time. And while that's important, without the context of the text, you can't do anything.
Yeah, and I just brought our actual bio from our page up on the screen.
Okay.
I don't know if you can
Right.
see it.
The
So-
Zorus Media one?
Yeah, the Zorus Media.
Yeah.
So the first thing that you see when it comes to our bio is our name, Zorus
Yeah.
Media. Now,
Yeah.
what do you see after that? You get to know what we are. We're a media agency. So that
100.
clears it to you that what we're all about. And
That's
then
right.
as soon as you come down, you see we put your business on the map. Now you're gonna be wondering, how are these people gonna put my business on the map? You gotta create that, like, that question in your consumers' minds, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Increase your customer base. Okay, that person that comes, I just started. I don't know who my target audience are. I don't know how to
Yeah.
increase them. Bang,
right.
you've already
Bang.
captured them and make
Yeah.
you money. Who doesn't want to make money?
Who's
Everyone
gonna
wants
make
to
money? That's
You
it.
know what I mean? And then at the next to that is Facebook and Google Ads, which tells them what we're really focused on to making them grow. You know what I
Like
mean?
what we're certified in, type of thing.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
change your life now, which is our
Yeah.
call to action. We're not telling
Yeah.
him to click the link. We're telling him to change their life instead, using different title that like change your life now. That's like an emotional stance. We're touching
For sure.
them through emotion, because that's what you
Yeah.
got to do. You can't just be like, click this now, click this link, this that.
Yeah.
No, you gotta fix that emotion within them to make them click what you want them to.
Bro, the best thing I learned on Clubhouse, like I heard it, is like, bro, the person who had the most TikTok followers never asked for a follow, right? And what does that tell you? It tells you that the text that they're using in their captions is like creating this passion, creating this desire for the people watching to kind of go in there and follow, so that they can get that same feeling. And think of comedy and things like that, right? Like people put funny bios sometimes. Our one's a little bit serious, so you know we try to emit this feeling of like we really want to help you, right? And then we add like and make you money, right? Like people that see that, they get that feeling that, okay, these people, they want to help scale my business, right?
Yeah.
And if you can look at our bio as a whole, it's all around scaling.
Yeah.
Business on the map, that's scaling. Increasing your customer base, making you money. Facebook and Google Ads, if you think about it, that's all about international reach and all about reaching the most amount of people. That's all about scaling. So we try to emit this feeling that what they're doing is maybe too small, right? That they can scale up. And so that's how we've done our bio, and we change up our bio all the time based on how we see consumers interact with it, based on our performance, our analytics, etc. But yeah, that's our bio currently, and it doesn't have to be the exact same. If you're looking at this and you're saying, "Fuck, my bio isn't optimized," you have to think, how can you make it exclusive to you?
Exactly.
Right? Everyone's bio is unique. I've never seen a bio that's copied people and it's done well ever.
No.
Right? And so when you're looking into what makes your bio unique, think of something that separates you from the market, right?
Yeah.
And for us, it's like our passion for helping small business owners, right? If you go through our Instagram, 99% of it, other than the 1% comedy, is all serious help for businesses.
Except for TikTok.
Except for TikTok. Yeah, don't look at our TikTok. Don't look at our TikTok. But yeah, like we make an understanding, we make a relationship with that small business owner that's watching, saying, okay, they genuinely care about the scaling of my business. They know that even though we're small, right, that we will grow through them.
100%.
Right? And if you think about the irony of it, we're targeting small business owners, but we're talking about scaling. That's what it's all about. Because small business owners, what are they always thinking about? Scaling. Bigger business owners, they would have already scaled. They'd be thinking about how to expand, right? At that point, not really scale.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's how we've done our bio, and it's directed straight at our target audience. And if any of you need help with your bio, please just reach out in our DMs. We'd be happy to help anyone that thinks their call to action or their bio is not too optimized.
Right now, we got your back. And like,
we got you.
When we talk about helping small business owners, like, you might be thinking, why can't they help themselves? Why can't they do all this on their own? Because if you're a business owner, you got so many responsibilities, like, on top of your head, that you just can't get to everything, right? And just going to work, like taking care of your employees, doing the books. You come home at like 10 p.m. You're like you don't have the time to go through, like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, learn Facebook ads, I'm gonna sit down, learn Google ads. Influencers, yes, they have the time, but when it comes to brick and mortar businesses, they really don't. And that's like, and that's how we come in, like.
And think about the time and the ideas that come from it, right? Like, it takes a while to come up with really good ideas. When we're talking about content, text, ads, there's so much to consider, right? And now think, if they had that time off their hands, right? And they focus more on other things, right? Really like core parts of their business, customer relations, etc. All these really important parts of their business, then not only are they thriving through their personal branding, through their digital presence, but they're also thriving through their business. And that's basically where we want to get every business owner that works with us at.
100%. And as we're coming down to the end of the episode, did you want to tell them about the upcoming changes?
Oh, are we revealing them now?
I think what's today? Today's Friday. Let's give them a head start on it.
Okay, all right, guys. Basically, this podcast is changing forever, from a date that I will not disclose.
Yeah,
we're not disclosing the date.
No, we won't disclose. We'll make them want to come.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, reveal our marketing strategy also. Anyway, guys, from today's for our next few episodes, you're gonna be seeing a massive change in the podcast. It's going to be something a little bit more focused on value and less on
and disclose everything.
and less on like less on conversation is what I'll say. It'll be more focused on value and less on conversation, and we think this change will be able to be really helpful to everyone who watches. We have lots of small business owners reaching out in our DMs, lots of people reaching out that need help with their businesses, and we get so happy, but we feel like the value that we can provide through this new form of the podcast is going to be really good. So if you love this form of the podcast, the next one is even better. And it's more accessible. That's what I'll say.
And let me just say this, right? If you're a new business owner, you're existing business owner, thinking of starting a business, thinking of becoming a model, an influencer, a TikTok star, a dancer, you name it, we got it. Because literally the next few weeks are filled with big guests that are coming on to just give out value for free. And these people normally charge to give their value. People
100%. And let me tell you guys this: if we hadn't have changed the format of our business, the format of our podcast, we wouldn't have been able to get these yes. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
So keep that in mind that these changes, while on the surface, they may look weird to you guys when they first come out, but we always have you guys in our mind and the value that we can provide. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do you have anything else to say?
I think that's it from me, bro.
Sweet, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We love you all. We're live every single night at